1 Pisces, this is not just another astrology video, this is your final spiritual warning. Between June 1st and June 4th, the universe is putting you through 3 final karmic tests. These aren't small lessons. These are soul-shaking exams that will determine whether you ascend to your divine timeline or stay stuck in the same painful cycles you've been battling for years. You've felt it, haven't you? That weird emotional pressure, that nagging voice in your head saying, something big is coming, but I don't know what. This is it. This is the storm before the breakthrough. And Pisces, listen carefully, because if you fail even one of these tests, the consequences aren't temporary. You won't just feel off for a few days, you'll be energetically locked in a loop that lasts until the year 2033. That's 8 years of delays, confusion, setbacks, and spiritual stagnation. Why? Because these dates, June 1st to June 4th, are not random. They are cosmic pressure points. Astrological activation zones, moments where your soul contracts are being checked by the universe. You are being watched, not in fear, but in divine timing, because the truth is, only the spiritually ready receive tests this big. And Pisces, you didn't stumble onto this video by accident. You were guided here because your spirit is ready to ascend, but only if you pass the test. In this video, I'll reveal exactly what those 3 tests are, how to spot them before they trap you, and most importantly, how to pass them so you don't delay your destiny another decade. The final test is the most dangerous of all, and it strikes when you're most vulnerable, so stay with me, watch till the end, because after June 4th, that portal closes, and only those who passed will rise. Test number 1, the emotional tra. June 1st, the test of your past. Pisces, on June 1st. Something familiar returns. It could be a person, a memory, a situation that once meant the world to you, or shattered it. It might arrive as a sweet message from someone you once loved, or an old photo that reopens a wound you thought had healed, or maybe it's just a silent wave of regret that whispers, "What if?" This is not coincidence. This is your first karmic test, and it's the most deceptive, because it doesn't come as a threat. It comes dressed in comfort, in love, in nostalgia. But Pisces, don't be fooled. This is not a reconnection. It's a spiritual trap carefully designed to see if you're still emotionally bound to the past you've been trying to outgrow. The universe isn't being cruel. It's asking you a simple soul-shifting question. Will you choose the wound or the wisdom? Because here's the hidden danger. If you fall for this illusion, if you answer that message, replay that memory, or chase closure, you will reactivate an old timeline that's been quietly dying. And once you do, you'll loop right back into the same emotional patterns: abandonment wounds, people-pleasing, codependency, chasing love instead of becoming it. You'll stay there, stuck in the karmic fog until 2033. That's not a threat. That's how energetic contracts work. When you open the door to a past you were meant to outgrow, you delay the future that's been begging to reach you. So how do you pass this test? First, you recognize it for what it is. This person, this feeling. It's not your soulmate, it's your mirror. It's showing you how far you've come and whether you still crave what once hurt you. You pass by, setting a boundary even if it feels cold, thanking the past for its lessons, but refusing to relive it, saying out loud, "I release you. I honor what we had, but I choose myself. I choose my future." This is not about hate. It's not about revenge. It's about reclamation. Because Pisces, your first test is not about others. It's about you. Are you still available for the version of you who begged to be chosen? Or are you ready to become the version who knows they don't need to beg? June 1st is your first portal, if you walk through it clean. If you resist the temptation to check in, to just reply once, to see if they've changed, you'll activate a completely new emotional vibration, one rooted in wholeness, not seeking, one that attracts aligned love, because you no longer vibrate from emptiness. So when that message pops up, when that memory surfaces, don't ask, should I go back? Ask, what would my future self do right now? And then do exactly that, because your next timeline depends on it. Test number 2, the financial disruption. June 2nd, the money shift Pisces. Get ready, because on June 2nd, the universe will rattle your sense of security, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You see, this second test isn't just about money, it's about your entire relationship with abundance. And this time, the test won't be obvious. It won't scream, "This is a challenge." It'll arrive in subtle disruptive forms. A surprise bill that makes your chest tighten, a financial offer that feels aligned, but also terrifying. Or worse, a wave of internal doubt whispering, "Who are you to believe you deserve wealth?" This is the spiritual test of your root chakra, the energetic center responsible for your feelings of safety, trust, and material support. And here's what most don't realize. The universe is not testing your bank account, it's testing your belief system. Do you believe money is your enemy or your ally? Do you trust that the universe supports your dreams, or do you still secretly believe you have to earn your worth through struggle? Because here's the twist. This test is a divine decoy. It's not about the bill, the risk, or the opportunity itself. It's about watching how you respond. If you panic, if you shrink, if you choose the safe route instead of the aligned one, you send a message to the universe. I don't trust myself. I don't believe I'm worthy of wealth. And when that vibration gets broadcasted, what happens? The cycle of scarcity repeats. You keep chasing crumbs and calling it gratitude. You keep working harder and harder, but never feeling supported. Pisces, it's time to end that story. You pass this test by holding your vision even when fear knocks, staying calm when the numbers don't look perfect, saying yes to your soul even when your mind screams no. Because here's the truth, wealth isn't about having piles of cash sitting in your account. It's about having a nervous system regulated by trust. It's about knowing I'm divinely supported, I don't chase money, I align with it. And when I do, money flows. That shift happens inside first. So on June 2nd, when the disruption comes, and it will come, ask yourself, am I reacting from fear or responding from faith? Because that answer will determine everything. This day might bring a big investment decision, an old debt resurfacing, or a chance to leap toward a dream that doesn't yet feel financially safe. And while most people back down from that moment, you won't. Not if you're ready to activate your millionaire timeline. Because here's the reward. If you pass this test, if you show the universe that your wealth isn't built on control, but on confidence, then after June 5th, your entire financial frequency will explode. Opportunities will appear, support will rush in, and you'll realize that the wealth was always waiting. It just needed your permission. Pisces, the real currency here isn't money, it's self-worth. So on June 2nd, when it all starts to shake, remember, your abundance doesn't come from your bank. It comes from your belief. Say it with me. My wealth is not tied to fear, it's tied to faith. And then, a seat like it. Test number 3, the spiritual sabotage. June 4th, the dark mirror test. Pisces, this is the final test, and it's the most dangerous one, because it doesn't come from the outside world, it comes from within you. On June 4th, you may feel anxious for no reason. You may wake up with dread. Your thoughts may spiral. Your routines may collapse. You may suddenly crave what you thought you left behind. This isn't a coincidence. This is the dark mirror, a cosmic moment where your soul tries to leap forward, and your ego panics. You see, your ego only knows the past. It feels safe in what's familiar, even if what's familiar has been painful. So when your soul starts to up-level, your ego screams, "No, that's too much light. Go back to what we know." And in that moment, sabotage creeps in. You'll be tempted to skip your morning ritual, ignore your intuition, revisit toxic habits or vices just to feel numb again. Why? Because this is not just a test. It's a war between the version of you that's rising and the one that's terrified to be left behind. You may experience sudden anxiety, sleepless nights, feeling lost, unmotivated, or disconnected. Even physical symptoms, tight chest, fatigue, fogginess. But listen to me, Pisces. This is the test. If you don't know it's a test, you'll think it's a breakdown. You'll think something's wrong. And worst of all, you'll retreat into old patterns for relief. That's how the loop resets. But if you know it's a test, you'll see it for what it really is, a spiritual detox, a final purge, the last test before your soul quantum leaps forward. So how do you pass this? Meditate, even if your mind is racing. Write down your new reality, even if it feels far away. Declare out loud, "I choose the light, I break the loop, I claim my future," because your power lives in that choice. This test isn't about being perfect. It's about staying conscious. It's about not letting your past version pull you back into old stories. And if you pass this, your energy will shift. You'll feel calm after the storm. You'll gain clarity. And most importantly, you'll unlock the timeline that was always meant for you. Your 2033 destiny. A life where you're not ruled by fear, but led by faith. Not trapped by cycles, but freed by consciousness. Pisces, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Your ego will try to keep you small, but your soul came here to shine. So when June 4th arrives, don't collapse, don't retreat, rise, because the universe is watching to see which version of you answers the call. Pisces, if you're still here, it means your soul is ready. You didn't watch this by accident. You were guided here because your timeline is at a crossroads, and from June 1st to June 4th, your destiny is being rewritten based on the choices you make during these 3 tests. But here's the truth. You're not powerless. You're not stuck. You're not too late. You have the power to change everything right now with one bold decision. So do this immediately to lock in your commitment to the universe. Comment below 11 times. I pass all 3 tests. I choose my divine timeline. Not once, 11 times. Why 11? Because 11 is a master number of awakening. It's the number of new portals, spiritual activation, and divine alignment. Subscribe and turn on the bell right now, because Pisces, in the next video, I'll be revealing your 5 millionaire numbers for June 6th. And I don't say this lightly. That video contains the coordinates to your next quantum leap. The energy coming on June 6th is tied to wealth, breakthroughs, and long-term spiritual expansion. But here's the key. That wealth won't manifest unless you first pass these tests. June 1st to 4th is the initiation. June 6th is the activation. So don't just watch this and move on. Share this video with another Pisces you love. Whether it's a friend, a sibling, a partner, someone in your life is silently struggling right now. They may be on the edge of giving up. They may be days away from walking into a test completely unprepared, and you could be the lifeline that wakes them up. Pisces energy is deeply empathic, but sometimes your mission isn't to save others, it's to awaken them. So share this. You might be saving someone's soul from 8 more years of emotional, financial, or spiritual delay. And most importantly, watch the next video about your millionaire numbers, because once you pass these tests, once you prove you're ready, the universe doesn't hesitate, it blesses, it aligns, it accelerates. This is not the time to hesitate, this is the time to anchor in your choice. So once again, comment 11 times below. I pass all 3 tests, I choose my divine timeline. Subscribe now and activate the bell icon. Because June 6th is not just another date. It's your invitation into the abundant, aligned, soul-led reality you were born for. And if you're ready, then let's step into it, together. Pisces, you weren't born to suffer in silence. You weren't born to drown in other people's pain. You weren't born to carry everyone else's weight and forget your own light. You were born to swim against the tide, to break generational patterns, and to rise as a spiritual guide in a world that's forgotten how to feel. But between June 1st and June 4th, the universe is giving you a choice, not a punishment, not a curse, a cosmic invitation. 3 tests, 3 doors, 3 ways to either unlock your next level or fall back into the cycle. These tests are not random, they are sacred. They've been written into your soul contract before you even entered this lifetime. And now, the moment has arrived. Pisces, if you've been feeling tired, uncertain, or stuck, it's because your soul has outgrown the life you've been living. The emotions, the routines, the people, the fears, they no longer fit who you're becoming. But evolution is messy. And before the blessing comes, the final breakdown. These 3 tests are here to shatter the final chains holding you to your old timeline. But make no mistake, if you ignore them, if you numb yourself, if you choose comfort over consciousness, the loop resets and you'll find yourself repeating the same lessons for another 8 years until 2033. That's 8 more years of emotional déjà vu, 8 more years of financial blocks, 8 more years of spiritual silence when your soul is screaming for more. So I leave you with one final question, and I want you to hear it in your heart, not just your ears. Will you pass the tests or repeat the cycle? You already know the answer, because your spirit has been whispering it to you all along. You're done surviving. You're ready to thrive. You're ready to lead, to break free, to become the highest version of yourself. But to do that, you must rise when it's hardest to rise. You must choose the light even when the darkness feels familiar, because June 4th is not just a deadline. It's the spiritual cutoff point for this phase of your journey. After that, the timeline seals, the portal closes, and your choice is locked in. So take a breath, Pisces, center yourself, and declare it with your whole chest. I pass all 3 tests. I choose my divine timeline. Because your destiny is not waiting forever. The tests are here, the door is open, and the universe is watching. Choose wisely.